Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to Innocent Life. Waking up bright and early this morning to finish up our last day of summer. It is now summer day 35. Last time I recorded was summer day 29, I do believe. We had planted all of those herb seeds in the cave, trying to clear the fumes that are in town. I played on my own, obviously didn't record anything in the week following because it has been a very quiet week, basically just passing time. I think really we got a lot done in summer when we look at it. A lot of the story in this game we did almost exclusively in summer. You know, we discovered so many new locations and we did so many things. So it is nice every once in a while to just kind of take a week to relax. Things are really winding down. My week mostly consisted of checking on the herbs in the cave and doing a couple other things. I maxed out my fishing and I did some more foraging and just little things like that. So you guys didn't really miss much, but I figured since it is the last day of summer, wanted to just record a little bit in case anything comes up or if there's anything I can think of that I've missed just before we get into the fall season. Just doing my final harvest here. In fall, I'm really hoping to get this looking a little bit more uniform. I want to start planting some crops in the red area that we've unlocked and making more use of our other areas that we've unlocked with jewels as well. Next season I might try not even using this area at all, simply because I have no added effects in order, because all this other area I have has jewels and this area does not. So I think I'm gonna go with a bit of a different layout. I'm gonna kind of try something new and see how that works to my advantage. I'm looking forward to seeing how things change. I really want to see how the environment changes. Usually fall in a lot of the Harvest Moon games, and also in real life, is just very pretty. I really like fall. It's just very earthy and very mellow and very pretty. So hopefully we're going to see some nice changes in fall. Just heading into Volcano Town to do our final maintenance of the month. Of course it is Sunday, so we do have to go and see Dr. Hope. Last week obviously he had stuff to say about Marco's accident and the mine and whatnot. Not sure if he has anything to say to us this week, but I guess it doesn't really matter because we have to talk to him anyways. We don't really have much of a choice. I do wish that there was more to do with Dr. Hope. He seems so very concerned about your humanity and whatnot, but there is really a lack of dialogue options and events and things like that with him that would really draw out that potential to form, you know, a relationship between the two of you. But I guess he's busy with his research and I'm busy farming and whatnot. I've got things to do. I thought my cat was sick, but it turns out that she was pregnant. She's getting older. I hope having kittens won't be too much for her. Oh, well, if she does get pregnant, or she already is pregnant, what am I talking about? If she does give birth to a large, you know, batch of kittens, I guess we can take some of those off his hands. We already have a cat at our farm, who I don't normally see or pay much attention to be completely honest. But it's probably nicer for a cat to come and live with us in our nice open environment and to be living in Volcano Town. Plus, I'm a bit of a crazy cat person, so, you know, bring on all the cats humanly possible. When I played off-screen, I didn't choose to use the strange moss on my herbs here, so I've been coming every single day to water all of this stuff manually. The main reason for that is because I really want to get the watering can up to its final level, and obviously the watering can has a lot more requirements than any of the other tools do. You have to use the watering can a lot in order to have it climb up to its third level. And the reason I wanted to do that was because we need to be able to use our third level monsoon watering can by the time winter rolls around for the story. And it also gave me something to do because, like I said, it's been a very quiet week. There hasn't really been much to do at all, so it gave me an excuse to just go to Volcano Town every day, make the trip into town just to water those herb seeds. Obviously, they haven't quite bloomed yet, otherwise we would have seen that by now, but they should be blooming any day now, you know, probably the next day or two as we roll into fall. If we take a look at a couple of other things, there's not a whole lot going on. I kind of have everything sorted out. I could go back to the supermarket, I guess, and kind of stock up on some more crops if I wanted. I did that at the end of spring. Obviously, I went and I bought seeds so that when spring rolled around next year, I could kind of get started on planting. But now that I've been playing and I have so much money and it seems like I don't really need to do as much work anymore, I don't really know that that's entirely necessary. I guess I could go down to the vending machines and buy stuff from there because we're so close by, but I'm not too worried about it. The only recommendation I would make is if you haven't bought any extra herb seeds, you might want to do that. Just in case there is a storm that comes up, or you did forget to water, or, you know, anything else comes up, just so that you don't kind of mess with the natural order of things and you're able to get all of that stuff planted and harvested. My chickens aren't too happy, I guess because I haven't been paying much attention to them. To my knowledge, the animals don't get sick, and I had gone over it a couple of videos ago, but it does seem like if you wanted, you could just, you know, leave the animals alone and not come and check on them and still get products from them. But I didn't check on them earlier, and I just noticed that I had only 2 eggs and no milk on that conveyor belt. So it is entirely possible that you do need to keep them company. If you're not sure how your animals are doing, you can always look at them in the item screen here. Obviously we can see here that the 2 chickens that had a good mood gave us eggs, but the 2 who were not in a good mood didn't give us anything, and both of our cows were in a bad mood, so we got nothing. So that's interesting. I didn't really think too much about that at the time because obviously they had kind of taken out a lot of other mechanics of taking care of animals, such as them getting sick, such as putting your animals outside and those kinds of things, feeding them. You know, they basically took out all of everything that had to do with animal care. So I didn't really think that their happiness would be that much of a factor. But I guess that it is. So you learn something new every day, and that's definitely something to keep in account. You might be able to leave your animals for a few days, possibly, if you do get really busy. But don't leave them for too long, because if you do, they are going to be very, very unhappy. And you're not going to get anything from them. At this point, last week was our last day of cooking life, so we have all of the recipe categories available to us. The last one was oven-baked treats, so we're able to make breads and cakes and things like that now. I went and harvested all the fruits and vegetables and things like that in the season to be able to make all of those extra recipes in summer, such as the tomato salad, the papaya, fruit salad, those kinds of things. The sushi recipes we got when we started fishing. So I've been keeping up pretty well with the cooking. And if you watch Cooking Life now, after you've gotten all the recipes, Dorothy will basically just repeat herself. It'll be a repeat of all of the recipes you've learned in the past. And if we bring up our cooking inventory here of all the stuff that we have made, you can see that for the most part, it's not too bad. We are still missing quite a few things, and I'm sure that there are some things that we need to unlock once our cooking level is higher. There's a couple things that we don't have unlocked because we need to ship some more fruits or vegetables or gather something, and there's just some other things that I perhaps haven't worked too much on. But for being halfway through our first year, I think we're not doing all that bad. Still a lot of stuff missing though, so we will work on that. And I found out, and from what it looks like, or what it appears to me, is it appears that the wool is completely automated. Your sheep will just kind of grow wool on its own, and it'll be sheared on its own. You don't have to really do anything in that sense. So again, it seems like sheep are just more or less automatic. I just noticed one day that RoboWool was in my shipped items list when I hadn't even seen that I had gotten wool at all. And at this point, because I've gotten chickens, cows, and sheep, we have all of the total other items in our log: the eggs, milk, wool, cheese, mayonnaise, and then of course other stuff that we can pick up, such as wood and stone on the farm. And at this point on this file, I'm also over $100,000, which is nuts. Like I said, I'm basically just sitting on this money, practically begging to use it. I don't know what I'm going to use it for. Looking at our stats, it's shaping up nicely. Again, some of those stats are slower to climb than others, but for the most part, I think we're making out not too badly. And I maxed out my fishing. I'm going to have more of an opportunity to use my sickle when I have to clear out my crops. When fall rolls around, I'll be able to use my hoe a bit more. I'll be using my watering can a bit more. So hopefully we will be able to max out, or get close to maxing out, most of our tools so that we can use some of those more advanced tools that we have picked up. I think that basically covers it. I haven't really gone over my stats in a while, so I figured I would since it was a relatively short video and I didn't have much to cover. Tomorrow is the first day of fall. If nothing happens story-wise, what I'll probably do is spend the time getting my farm prepared. I'll go and clean up the farm, get rid of the weeds, see what they have for sale, and kind of just start the week and continue on from there, and then pick a day when I've kind of got things started to start talking about some of the changes that we have in the fall season. And I can't believe how quickly summer passed by. It's pretty crazy. It really came by and went very, very, very quickly. But like I said, we were very, very productive, and I really hope that we're going to be able to work more on the story, and we are going to be just as productive in fall. I want to thank you all so very much for watching, and hopefully I will be seeing you next time.